Good morning, church. Thank you, Lachlan, for your, I think you're in the boot scooting already, waving that arm around. God bless you. I want to spend just a few moments to launch our 2020 vision. And after that, Josh will lead us in the children's talk. So last year, we started off by having 2019. Our vision for 2019 was in the area of growing. And as you can see there, we saw growth in many areas in the life of our church, in our connect groups, and the numbers of people involved in connect groups. We saw different ministry areas be increased and different sorts of areas in that. Tendencies, physically, spiritually, in our missions. I think last year was the most we've ever given to missions in the life of our church, which is really exciting when you see wells being made, wells being dug, and food and needs being met and all sorts of things there. So God has blessed this in so many ways. And Vision 2019, in that Vision 2019, we raised $20,000. And what we said, praise God, is what has actually been done. We wanted to... praise God, yeah. We wanted to increase and strengthen up our pastoral care. And so, as you know, a resource was given into the roles that Neil Ryan has filled, Heather Baxter has filled. So, as you know, you might be one of the recipients of that pastoral care. You may have been in hospital. Heather may have come to visit you. Heather's doing an amazing job as she bounces around, pastorally caring for people. Neil Ryan, you know Neil's on in a few weeks' time. What he's added in as a wise old man and what he's given to this church has been wonderful, not just from the pulpit, but also during the week. Josh Koutsoukas has come in as our youth leader. All this is a result from what was given in last year's vision giving. And so we're really thrilled that Josh has come on board a few hours a week, and the whole idea is to grow the ministries as we continue on. And as well as that, without going into it too much, we do carry debt, and that debt, as we heard in last week's members' meeting, has been significantly reduced in amazing ways, all because of not just the vision giving from last year, but our consistent giving. So I want to thank you for that. Moving forward into 2020 giving, if we just move there, Lachlan with us. We are focusing on serving, and we want to work through our Connect, Grow and Serve, which we've been doing for the last couple of years. And the key verse is from 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 10. It says, each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others. Jesus came to serve, and we want to be like Christ, and we want to serve as well as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. And so what we're presenting in Vision 2020 is under the banner of serving, and this is what it's going to look like. We're going to have a community fair as one of the items. There's going to be 3 ways in which we're going to do that. On the Saturday, the 16th of November, we're going to have a fair here at church. I'm going to get Reg to speak to some of the things that are happening, but particularly the stalls. As you can see there, we've got a number of things, barbecue cook-offs, we've got entertainment, face painting. But Reg, come and talk to us about the fair and the stalls and how that might work.
All right, good morning, everyone. So I'm pretty excited to talk to you about the market stalls. Can you put your hand up if you've been to a market or a fair in the last 12 months? Okay, great. So you all know what it is. So the question is, why are we doing it? AU and I have been doing market stalls for about 5 years now, selling products. And it's a really great opportunity and way to meet people and to serve people. We were at a church in the northern suburbs for the last 2 days. And it was very interesting because most of the stall holders aren't Christians, but a lot of stalls are held in churches. So I'm a bit undercover. So they come and talk to me, and then they find out I'm a Christian. And for example, this weekend we popped out with the store holders for lunch, and they were saying things like, wow, it's really interesting to see the young people at that church, how confident they are with each other, and how the guys can just give each other a hug and there's nothing weird or awkward, and they're smiling. And I'm thinking, yep. And then they said, and what the people are saying, because there was a message going on in the hall about God and that, and it seemed to line up with life and all these amazing things. And then they said, and Reg, you're religious. What do you think about it? And then they asked me, do you put your hands up in church and all that? All the kind of unusual, random questions you get. But it's a great opportunity to bring people into the church hall that wouldn't want to come normally. And once they're familiar with the place and they see that the people are actually a little bit different in a positive way, they will come back. And two of the store holders that talked to me yesterday, they're actually going to come and do stalls when we do our fair. So it's a great opportunity. So that's the why. But what we're looking from you is if you have a product or a skill, that something you like to make and sell, let us know. You can apply on the church website. It's an application form. It's very basic. What do you sell and those sort of things. We want to make sure we don't have 10 candle stalls, because it kind of they might take away from each other a little bit, especially when we're inviting people from outside of the church to come and sell their products. So, but if you make preserved jams or you do knitting, we don't want your rusty tools from the shed. You can leave them at home. But if you have something that you make, we'd love to hear from you, and it's a great way to serve. Yeah.
Thank you, Reg. In a couple of other areas as well, we'd love each of us to be involved. There's numerous ways in which we can be involved. As you can see there, information, hospitality, security. We want to be a lighthouse. We want to be a place where relationships can be formed, as Reg said. And we'll get up on the website soon where you can actually sign up to be involved in that. A couple of other things. There are 3 strands to Vision 2020 Serve. The second strand is the Love Where You Live campaign. As a church, we're just going to try some stuff. The whole idea, it is borrowed, the term from Cottage Hill in Alabama. Alan spoke about that. Alan Floyd spoke about what his church does. A Saturday next year is going to be set aside where we can serve our local community. And that will match up with our various skills. But we want to let our immediate community here know that we're a church who just not meets on Sunday, but actually care about the people in our area where God has placed us. And so I bought a new whippersnipper and a mower this year. I might go and do some lawn mowing. It does require some planning, but we want to make ourselves available. It might be for a morning or an afternoon, and serve our community so that we're a point of reference for so many people in this area, saying, hey, there are people who care for us. No strings attached. So whether they come into church or not, it's not the point. God does his work. We're just called to do what he asks us to do, and that's serving. And so that might be in the form of working bees, fixing things, doing all sorts of things. So that'll be a Saturday aside next year. So it'll be the community fair this year and a Love Where You Live campaign next year. And the third way that you can be involved is an invitation for you to give financially. I reckon with the 20,000 that was given last year, I think we should be aiming for 25, 30 this year. And there's 3 areas that, if we go to the next slide there's 3 areas where that money will be given to be up front. And we want to make good on that, that what we say is what we're going to do. 50% of that money given or received will be for these particular areas. The upgrade of the kitchen and the appliances. More and more, our building is being used for corporate events and churches and different training programs, and we want to be able to feed the masses. And our residential appliances don't work. We need commercial appliances, so we want to upgrade there. Our upgrading of the IT equipment and software needs to be done, and we want to set some money aside there, and you'll start seeing that filter through on our YouTube and our communication. And our upgrading of the entrances, there's lots of work to be done, which isn't budgeted for, so we'd love to use some of that money for that. And overarching, and in all and through all, it's to serve the community. So it has to have a point for that. It's to make this place better so that people can hear about Jesus ultimately. And the other 50% will be for debt reduction on the loan. The more we hit up now, the return will be greater for us. So we want to keep that in mind, knowing that the return will be so much better down the track. So that's how we're going to be serving this year. Lachlan, we might just pull up that web page if you want to be involved. under the at gateway.church webpage, there is a tab there, Vision 2020, and on that you can see community fair and vision giving, and you'll see a talk about this, so we're not killing you every few weeks, but certainly we'll give some information as we go leading up to that community fair, and would love to see this whole community work together to be a light in this place, okay? So that's just a bit of a launch, and we'll hear more and we'll drip feed you as we go. So God bless you in that.